Peace and love, you beautiful wonders of spiritual level of being. Nathan here from a spiritual level of being, and yes, you have a spiritual level of being. And today we're going to be discussing letting go of toxic people. As in life, we will come across those who are argumentative, so caught up in causing arguments and chaos. Those who are out to belittle you, disrespect you, and even to be abusive. This can be a friend, this can be a partner, this can be an acquaintance. Now, sometimes we attract these people into our life. So we should ask ourselves, why do we attract these people into our life? Why do we condone this behavior? Why do we allow them to have space in our life? Why do we put up with it? Now, it's only natural in life to come across disagreements, but we're not often aware of our own toxic traits, our own toxic behavior. We're quick to see the faults in others, but not the faults in ourselves. So toxic traits can be poisonous as it can affect others. This can be the case of the victim becoming the abuser, as some of the biggest bullies out there were once the victim, and now they're just throwing out what was once used on them onto their new victims. Now, what people don't realise today is how lucky we are to be more carefree of choosing our friends, as back in the ancient past, having the wrong friend could have got us killed. And this is especially true in, say, a country underneath a dictatorship today, or even a country underneath a religious law such as Sharia law. Now, if someone dobs you into the authorities for the wrong thing, you could easily be killed or imprisoned. If your partner or your friend doesn't want the best for you and doesn't inspire you or doesn't uplift you, and you can't share what makes you feel good or bad, or something good has happened to you or something bad has happened to you, then you haven't got a friend or a partner, you have a cage. Generally, a good friend or a good partner, when you share something good has happened to you, they will be like, oh, good for you, and actually want the best for you. When something bad has happened to you, they will actually feel bad for you, and they will try and comfort you, or at least listen to you, or try to give you good, helpful advice, but they will be there for you. Because that's helpful. So when someone's resentful or bitter towards you and they're meant to be a friend, how's that helpful? So someone who dismisses your suffering or thrives in your suffering and feels good for your suffering and wants you to fail, or something good has happened to you and they're jealous and they think that you don't deserve it and should have happened to them, or say, so what, and totally dismiss it and feel like they've done better, this is a toxic person. So we should be more conscious of who we share our dreams with, our misfortunes, our trials and errors, our accomplishments, as we shouldn't share good things with people who want to see us fail. Now, with these sort of people, set boundaries and walk away, as you're showing that this behavior is not acceptable to you and it's not acceptable to do to others. So you might in turn give them a lesson in turn that can help them grow. So people in life do come and go, by the way. So sometimes we need to walk away in order to grow ourselves, or even to help this other individual grow, and they might return in our life again. People come and go in life. Sometimes it's necessary for us to walk away as we've outgrown certain behaviours, outgrown certain individuals. And this walking away is necessary for us to grow ourselves, or even necessary for the other individual to grow. So they may come back in our life, as people sometimes do. Now, there's different ways of walking away, as sometimes this is necessary. Sometimes people are so self-destructive and there's just nothing you can do about it. So it's necessary to walk away from these situations, as it's a difficult burden to bear. Now, I'm not saying don't help people, but rather sometimes it can be more beneficial to help total strangers, someone who's homeless, someone who's a few dollars short of groceries. Your kind action can be someone else's miracle. This is what Jesus meant by helping those who can't pay you back. So the more you respect yourself, the more less likely you are to put up with these individuals. Usually those who allow space for these individuals, these toxic people, to be in their life and to remain in their life, shows a little bit about their character, shows that they don't respect themselves, they don't like being alone or can't be alone, and they fear loneliness or they fear rejection, and so they put up with these toxic traits, sometimes their own little belief in themselves, or lack of inspiration, or even just being too agreeable and they can't say no, can lead to us attracting these toxic people into our lives. So it's good to have self-care, self-love in order to grow ourselves, as self-love is also self-healing. So it's okay to take a break from certain individuals to come back and be yourself again. Now, having a low opinion of yourself and little respect for yourself and little love for yourself, this is also a toxic trait. People keep going back to toxic relationships and toxic friendships because they don't feel like they're worthy of love, that they feel like that they deserve this somehow. Now, sometimes people are victims of randomness because they're not creating, they're not envisioning their future. So they're victims of randomness. Now, people fantasize their past or even get lost in the miseries of their past, but they don't realize that they can actually fantasize and romance their future and actually achieve this. Now, when we start progressing ourselves and start not only believing and envisioning our dream, but we start working towards it, the likelihood of success is a lot more higher than just leaving it to pure randomness. So This is why it's also good to surround ourselves with people who inspire us, who love us. So also an important fact here is also to have self-love and self-respect for yourself, as you need to love yourself in order to love others and to truly progress yourself, to make yourself worthy of this progression. So if you want your dreams to come true, you have to work towards them. You have to believe in them and believe in yourself. So thank you so much for joining me on this discussion. I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic night, a fantastic evening, and connect to one mind and soul. Namaste, peace and love.